All right, let's look at the homework 7.4, 7.5, problem number 15. All right, so we want to find the critical point and try to determine if it gives you a relative max, relative min, or a saddle point. All right, so let's do that. All right, so first we need to find the partial derivatives. So f partial with respect to x. So that's going to be partial of x squared with respect to x would be 2x. Partial of this guy with respect to x would be negative 8y. Right? Partial of negative y squared with respect to x would be 0. Right? And let's take the partial with respect to y. Right? Partial of x squared with respect to y would be 0 since it's a constant. Right? Take negative 8x xy with respect to y would be negative 8x. Right? Partial of negative y squared with respect to y would be negative 2y. Right? And we set those guys equal to 0 to find a critical point. All right, then let's see. What we can do is we can probably, everyone seems to be even numbers, so we're going to divide everyone, say, by 2 to make it look simpler. So you have a x minus 4y equals 0. All right, so this one, same deal. Divide through by 2. So you have a negative 4x minus y is equal to 0. Right? Then we can try to eliminate either x or y. Right? So I'm gonna try to eliminate maybe x. So by adding 4y to both sides, so we can express x in terms of y, which is 4y. Right? Then we can just plug this guy right here back in here. All right, so you're gonna have this is gonna give you negative 4 times 4y, so negative 16y minus y equals 0, which is going to be negative 17y is equal to 0. But this is just divide by negative 17, which tells you that the y is going to be actually 0. Right? Then if you plug y equals 0, so 4 times 0 is going to be 0. So looks like a critical point. Right? So therefore, critical point in this case is just the origin. Right? Then we're gonna find mixed second partials. So second partial with respect to x would be 2. Right? Second partial with respect to y would be negative 2. Alright, mixed partial with respect to x, then with respect to y would be, so that's going to be negative 8. Right? So let's compute the quantity d, which is going to be 2 times negative 2 minus negative 8 squared. So which is going to be negative 4 minus 64. So it's negative 68. Right? So this is negative. Right? If d is negative, this tells you that it's going to be a saddle point. A saddle. Right? Then if you plug in f of 0, 0, so origin, everyone's 0, so it's going to be 0. Right? So let's type it in. All right, so it's not relative max, so does not exist, D and E. All right, so you have D and E there. All right, it's not a relative min, so D and E there. And then we have a D and E there. All right, so looks like we're gonna have a saddle point at the value is 0, and a saddle point at the origin, so 0, 0. All right, let's check the answer. All right, it came back and looks like we got all these guys correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.